Hello students, welcome to Vedantu NEET English. I am Ms. Gopika, your biology master teacher. I hope I am audible, visible and the presentation right behind me is visible. Let me know in the chats. I hope we are live. Yes, are we live students? I think we are live. Yes? Okay, let me check. Excuse me. Yes, we are live. Yes, give me 1 minute, students. Okay, I'm back. Yes. Thank you, Hasini. So, yes, students, so we are going to start sexual reproduction in flowering plants. I want all of you to tell me what did we do last class? Did we complete something? Right. So, last class, students, first of all, let me show the weightage of this chapter. This chapter can fetch you about 12 marks, okay? And it can vary, it can go up to 12 to 16 marks, okay? This is the mark weightage for this chapter, and I noticed that students find it very difficult to actually think how plants actually reproduce, because they are very oh, human reproduction, I can totally understand, but when it comes to plants, they're like, why should even plant reproduce? So that kind of question students have. So many students tell that, ma'am, it's this chapter is difficult, but actually students, this chapter is not difficult. This is a beautiful chapter, and being a zoology teacher, if I like this chapter, then you should think, okay, how much ma'am likes this chapter and how beautiful the chapter is. So students, last class we did with everything to understand with how to form pollen grains. Inside that the pollen will be there, or the gamete will be there, male gamete will be there, and also we formed the female gamete. Now the job is to get them married, right? So to make them meet is the job. So first, what did we do? We did the whole process of how microsporogenesis happen, megasporogenesis happen. Now today's class we are going to understand how do they meet, and do they have compatibility, and if they have compatibility, what are they going to form, and what is the final, why did NCERT in the starting ask you that, are you really happy that plants reproduce? That question also will be answered in the end. Are you all excited? I want some fire emojis in the chat and some red hearts in the chat, okay? Even though I'm taking botany, you can still put red heart, because ma'am like red heart, I don't like green hearts. So yes, you can put red hearts and fire emojis, and also smash the like button if you haven't smashed the like button. And also today will be the class where we'll be finishing this chapter, so let me know in the comments how was my botany class, okay? Depending on that, I will take molecular basis of inheritance next class. So Baswa sir will be taking biomolecules, I'll be taking molecular basis of inheritance, which are the highest weightage chapters of your biology, and we'll be doing it in 2 parts, okay? Ready? Awesome. Okay, so students, today we are going to do the marriage, right? Marriage ceremony of these people. For marriage to happen, these people do not have legs or hands, they cannot walk and go, right? So we need some people to do that job for them. So today we are going to learn pollination. All of you would have heard in your smaller classes pollination. That is very simple, students. So this is your stigma, right? This is your stigma. So stigma is there, anther is there, okay? In this anther, some pollens will be there, yes or no? Pollens will be there. The anther will dehiscent and this pollen will fall on the stigma. So pollination means what? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma. It can be between same plants, it can be between different plants. All of you are with me on this, okay? So what is this? Pollination meaning that transfer of, okay, transfer, can you see here? Transfer of pollen from where to where, students? From anther to stigma. anther to stigma, right? Stigma is the landing, like how your airport is there, no, where the flight will land. Same way, stigma is the landing where the pollen grains will come and land. Okay, so that is why the structure is given. This kind of a structure is given. Now the pollen grains will be here, right? The pollen grains will be here, will come and settle here, and then later pollen tube formation, other things will happen. So the first ever step is they have to meet, right? Who has to meet? The male gamete has to meet the female gamete. Do you people understand, right? Yes. So transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a same plant or of a different plant. Okay, of a same plant or different plant. Okay. Now actually students, I can divide this pollination into different types, right? As I told you, they can be same plants, they can be different plants. On the same plants, they can be on two different flowers. So it's like however they want, they can do it. So I'm going to divide pollination into three types. Okay, according to your NCERT, I'm going to divide it into three types, and I'm also going to tell you the common names of it. It's very easy. So if I divide pollination, okay, if I divide pollination, students, any extra point I'm telling, you have to make a note in your NCERT, okay? Later don't struggle telling you where is ma'am's notes, which is the class, because I'll take 2-3 revisions of this chapter on the channel, so you'll be confused, where did ma'am tell? Okay, so look here, pollination I'm dividing into three types. First one is called as autogamy. First one is called as what? Autogamy. Second one is called 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. Third one is called xenogamy. Ma'am, what is this gammy and all you're telling, right? Why can't it be simple, right? Why can't it, these names be like Rani, Hasini, but it's not, okay? It is going to be more than that. That is autogamy, 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 and xenogamy. Auto means what, students? The moment someone stands and we'll be like, okay, I'm putting the phone in auto mode. That means automatically the brightness is controlled, contrast is controlled, lighting is controlled, frame is set, focus is set. The phone does everything by itself. So auto means self, okay? Auto means what? Self. Is this clear? Yes, very good. Auto means self. So that means this is self-pollination. This is self-pollination. But all of you think, if self-pollination has to happen, that means, don't you think the anther and the stigma should be in the same flower? That means this flower has to be bisexual. All of you tell me, if the flower has to be bisexual, anther and stigma should be in the same plant or on the different plant? Self, everything is self. They're like, hey, I don't want to be dependent on you. Who are you? So they are completely independent, okay? Independent, full, I don't know students, empowerment is happening. All of you tell me the answer for this. Does the flower has to be bisexual? Yes, the flower has to be bisexual, because the pollen, that means the anther and the stigma, has to be in the same flower for self-pollination to happen. So the condition is that the flower has to be bisexual. Bisexual. They are independent. They are independent. Okay, full financially well settled family there, okay? Yes, well settled family there. Exactly, like your hibiscus or your China rose, they tell, no? So self-pollination, bisexual, and they're independent. This is the main condition of your autogamy. But there is one biggest problem in autogamy. What is that, students? Now imagine you're taking everyday photos in your auto mode. Their phone is only doing, okay, phone is only adjusting, but sometimes you want photos in such a way, like, you know, you should look very amazing, right? You should impress everyone on your Instagram, Facebook, that kind of a photo you want to take. That means you will have to do some kind of editing, you will have to set up something. Same way in this auto mode, every time, because you're taking in auto mode, there is no variation, right? There is no variation. So even in the self-pollination, the main problem is that there is no variation. There is no variation. Students, variation is not there. All of you know, like your theory, right? Strongest. The strongest will survive. So for that also variation should be there, because the nature is going to select. Yes or no? Yes, awesome. So no variation is the biggest problem of autogamy. Now when you come to 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤, what is this 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤? Then you have xenogamy. So let's take 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. Students, 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 is very simple. This is a flower. Okay, autogamy has some more types. I'll teach you that. Gaitonogamy, imagine this is a plant. Okay, this is one flower. So no color only. Wait. Yeah, this is a flower. Okay, this is one more flower. And let's say here one more flower is there. Okay, these are the 3 flowers in this plant. Okay, now let's label these flowers also. So imagine this is the male flower, female flower, and this is also a female flower. Now what has happened? This is one plant. Agreed, ma'am, it's on one plant, multiple flowers are there. So from here the anther has to go. That means the pollen has gone and fell on this female flower. That means on the same plant, on different flowers, the pollination has happened. So gaitonogamy is when transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of different flowers on the same plant. Are you all getting this point? Are you all getting this point? Yes? Awesome. Okay. Yeah, biggest problem. I think many of you haven't marked your attendance. Please mark your attendance, students. I'm waiting for all of you to mark your attendance. Don't be such lazy people. Mark your attendance, all of you. Smash the like button. All of you do one basic task I give you every day. Okay, so gaitonogamy is that transfer is happening but not on the same flower, on the different flowers but on the same plant. Okay, same plant. Clear? Chalo. Now xenogamy. Students, xenogamy, if I tell you in simple words, it means cross pollination. Cross pollination. Okay, cross pollination. Here what is happening? Here variation will be there. Okay, variation will be there. That is the biggest thing. Okay, variation will be maximum. Now what is happening here? It's very simple. This is one stigma. Okay, this is one stigma. This is an anther. Okay, of a different plant. On this anther, there is going to be pollens. That pollen will come and fall on this, right? But this is a plant by itself, this is a plant by itself. Okay, got it? So they are on different plants. They are on different plants. This is the flower. Okay, flower, students. Do you see the art and the artist? Okay, see, ma'am know to draw botany diagrams also well. Yes or no? Tell me in the chats. Okay, this is one flower, that is one anther, that is another on another flower. Yeah, done. Okay, done. Okay, done. Exactly. Like your papaya. Okay, so that means they are on different plants and they are going to do cross pollination. Because they are on different plants, variation is going to be maximum in xenogamy. So xenogamy is simply called as cross pollination, which you have studied in your smaller classes. Got it, all of you? Are we all good to go? Now, in autogamy, students, there are some more types. In autogamy, there are some more types. Okay, so we are going to learn these types. Oh no, I was not supposed to do this. Wait, students, let me check. Okay, 1 second. Ma'am did something very beautiful. Okay, 1 second, students, let's go here. Okay, autogamy has some more types. All of you tell me in your NCERT it is given. NCERT it is given. Under autogamy, they have given you 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐜 and chasmogamous. Yes or no? 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐜, right? 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐜 and chasmogamous. Now, who are these two people, students? Why did they give it under autogamy? That means they have something to do with self-pollination. Yes or no? Yes or no? They have to do something with self-pollination. All of you are agreeing with me or not? Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐜 flower means they are always closed, students. They don't want to open. They don't want to open. They don't want to expose. They want to be the introvert that they are. They don't want to open. So, these flowers are closed. Okay, they are closed flowers. Now in closed flowers, the problem is that you cannot expect in closed flowers cross pollination to happen. Yes or no? How can you expect something to be completely closed to do cross pollination, or like to do that crisscross and have variation? Not possible. So this 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 flower has only one option, that is to do autogamy or to do self pollination. Okay, to do autogamy or self pollination. All of you are with me on this, yes or no? Yes, all of you? Awesome. Yes, awesome. Only autogamy in 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. Yes, 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 yes. That looks like a rhyming word, no? Autogamy in 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. Okay. Yes. Now, students, here if I say 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤, they are open sometime, closed sometime. They are both kind of a flower, but we can tell them most of the time they are open flowers with exposed anther and stigma. Okay, they are open flowers with exposed anther and stigma. You can see your NCERT, this is the exact word of NCERT. Exposed anther and stigma. But these flowers, no, sometimes they are closed also. So open flower or closed flower, you can see some places. Now how do I remember the example of this flower? 𝐂𝐤. How do I remember the example? 𝐂𝐤. Tell me the full form, all of you. Camelina oxalis and voila. Yes, 𝐂𝐤. Okay, so they are open flowers, but sometimes they are closed flowers. So when they are closed, autogamy is the only option. Okay, they have exposed anther and stigma. Now example is 𝐂𝐤, Camelina oxalis and voila. Students, in Camelina also, if I draw the plant, no, of Camelina, say this is the plant. Okay, they have leaves everywhere. Now if I draw the flower bud, okay, if I draw the flower bud, say this is your 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 flowers, which are open sometimes, but in the same plant, no, there can be 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 flowers. They'll be completely closed. So this Camelina can be example of both, okay, 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 and 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. So these flowers which are completely closed will be to the lower end, and these flowers are your 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 flower. Okay, 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 flower. And these one on the same plant will be the open one, that will be 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤. Yes or no? Understood? All of you? Clear on this? Okay? Okay, awesome. Clear? Perfectly clear? Perfectly clear? Yes. Perfect, ma'am. Let's move on in life. Yes? All of you smash the like button quickly. I'm waiting for you all to smash the like button. If no, then I don't know what to even do. Okay, I cannot even scold you people at this point. You're all grown ups. How much will I scold you? Okay, so done. So students, this is all about your pollination. Yes or no? So we understood that pollination means transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same plant or on the different plant. Then we have autogamy, where no variation happens, and this is self-pollination, happens in bisexual flowers, and it is completely independent, okay, because it's happening in the same plant. Then if I come to 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐼, here what is happening? Transfer of pollen grains is happening from on the same plant but on the different flowers. Okay, if you want me to write, I'm writing it here small. Okay, this is happening on different flowers. Okay, now I'll ask you all a question. In 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐼, how much do you think high variation will be there? Okay, high variation will be there in 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐼. All of you try to tell me. Thank you, wonderful trophy. 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐼, do you think high variation will be there? How exactly? I told you, see, in some families, you know, they marry mama punna, we tell, right? Mama punna, mama payyan, they tell. That is, dad's sister's son, you get married, something like that. Okay, now imagine instead of dad's sister, you got married to someone else in the family itself, like dad's brother's younger son, kuch bhi, something you get married like that. That means you're still in the family. You're not going out of the family. Just because you're not marrying that person, that mama paya or mama punna, that does not mean that you know, big variations will happen. Still the diseases that is running in the family will continue. Okay, so no much variation will happen. Please do not write. They might ask you a question in assertion reasoning form, statement based question asking 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 shows much variation because it's happening between two flowers. Your answer should be not at all. Okay, variation will be very slight, sometimes negligible also. Okay, I want all of you to answer. Only I can see few of them answering. Okay, so no much variation. No much variation. No much variation. Got it? Chalo. 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤, maximum variation will be there because it's cross pollination. It's happening between two different people. Yeah, two different people. Chalo. Okay, pollination understood. Now I told you, see, these people cannot walk, move around. That's not possible by them. So they need some agents to do this, right? They need some agents to do this. So the agents of pollination means the people who will actually help them in pollination. So we will divide this agents, okay? Agents of pollination into two types, okay? Mainly two categories. Two categories. I've kept your NCERT in front of me, so don't take tension. I'm looking at NCERT. I'm seeing if I've missed anything. Nothing has been missed. I'm looking at it and then doing it, okay? So don't be like, ma'am, missed this. Don't take tension. NCERT is right in front of me and I'm looking at NCERT and I'm seeing if there is anything that is missed, okay? Because sometimes when we teach a lot, no, we have chances that, okay, we forgot some small, very important thing. So that's why we all teachers keep NCERT in front of us. Okay, biotic. So students, I am dividing the agents of pollination into abiotic and biotic. Abiotic means what? The non-living part. Okay, biotic means what? Something that is living. Simple as that. Now, under abiotic, I want to divide them into two categories, two main categories, 1 and 2. First one is wind, second one is water. First one is wind, second one is water. What is that?
Hot water.
Oh. Students, Baswa sir is here. Please come, sir. Just tell them hi. Yeah, come.
How's it going, ma'am?
It's going good.
Oh my god, it looks like a Rin, no? Rin the ad again. I'm not even visible there.
Student, sir is glowing with the t-shirt because of the lights,
Exactly.
right? Hello, tell hi.
Hi. I told hi, right?
No, I'm telling them to tell you hi.
Reverse.
Reverse.
Yeah, reverse.
Yes, in all NCERT, in all lectures.
NCERT lecture is covered. Nice. In all NCERT lecture is covered.
You know, recently I typed them. Like the smash button. They're like,
I feel the same. So many times it happens, right?
they're like, ma'am, we cannot see the smash button on YouTube. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
You continue, ma'am.
Yes, sure. Thank you, sir.
Feels so nice.
Okay, so students, abiotic we are divided into, that is two categories will be wind and water. Okay, wind and water. Now in biotic, only one you have to study. Who is that? Insects. You have to study only one person, that is insects. Okay, but the task is not to remember wind and water. You have to know the other name for it as well. Okay, other name for it as well. Done? All of you? You lazy people. Yes, 1 second, students. Yesterday was captain's birthday. People didn't wish. Very bad. Yesterday was captain's birthday. Chalo. Students, now wind, water, insect we have, okay? Now you have to know how these people are different. Understand? Now, example, I'm asking you a question. Wind has to, when the wind is blowing, it will take some pollen grains with it and deposit on some stigma. Now, does wind actually care if the flower is showy, if the flower is colorful, if they have nectar? Nothing. Wind that does not matter. At the same time, water. In the water, you know that the amount of pollen grains that is going all the way, there are chances that the pollen grains get lost. The chances that the pollen grains does not reach the stigma. So they will need an exposed stigma or a feathery stigma so that the pollen grains get attracted. At the same time, even for the wind, okay? But if you see insects generally, insects get attracted to colors. Insects get attracted to flowers which are showy. So even if the flower is small, they will try, the nature will try to make it an inflorescence. That means like a bouquet of flowers, right? Where even the smaller flowers will arrange themselves in such a way that they will look like a bouquet so that the insects get attracted. And insects also care about the nectar. If this flower has nectar, then the honeybees, those people are going to get attracted to this. So that is kind of like a reward that this insect gets for doing pollination. Is this clear to all of you? Yes, it can be nectarless, odorless when it comes to wind and water. All of you are with me on this, I hope? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now, students, as I told you, in names that you have to remember is, this is anemophily. Okay, anemophily. When it is done by wind, it is called as anemophily. When it is done by water, it is called as hydrophily. I'll write water here. Okay. Yes, it is called as hydrophily. Done? When it is done by insects, all of you tell me. I taught you last class also. Entomophily. Entomophily. We tell entomology, no? Entomophily. Yes, all of you are with me on this? Very good, Madhumita. Yes, very good. Awesome. Yes. So here we fall under insects. Now, not only insects, see, we have some garden lizard. Okay, garden lizard also helps in pollination. We have rodents, we have bats, we have birds. For birds, it's separate name. For bats, it's separate name. But according to NCERT, only insects you have to study. That is entomophily. Done? Awesome. All of you are answering? Perfect. Chalo. Let's move on. All of you? Okay, now I have put some NCERT snips as well. So, I will show you with the NCERT snip. But before that, I'll teach you just one little extra information, but it is required, okay, because it is mentioned in NCERT, but name is not mentioned. So, you cannot skip it, right? They will be like, okay, the teacher was supposed to teach you. So, just make a note in your NCERT itself. Very good, ma'am. Entomophily, ma'am. Entomophily. Yes, Jay has answered. Yes, Rani has answered. Okay, okay, very good. Very good. Okay. Students, now hydrophily I want to divide into two, okay. One is called as epihydrophily. Okay, epihydrophily and hypohydrophily. Hypohydrophily. Now, ma'am, what is this epihydrophily and hypohydrophily? Just by the name itself, you will be able to understand, yes or no? Okay. Now, students, epihydrophily means it occurs over the surface of the water. Okay, imagine there is plants. Okay, like let's say Vallisneria is there. Okay, this Vallisneria, the flowers are on the top. So, if the pollination is happening above the surface, it will be called as epihydrophily. If it is happening below the surface, like your seagrass, okay, Zostera, it is happening below the surface. That will be called as hypohydrophily. Okay, this is mentioned in NCERT, but the name as such is not taken up multiple times, so that's why I am going to make it right. Okay, chalo. So epihydrophily means occurs above the water surface, okay. Hypohydrophily means below the water surface. That means below the water surface. Okay, yes, all of you? Yes, very good. So hypohydrophily example is, here first this, here example you have your Vallisneria, okay, water hyacinth, multiple things are there. I am writing only one example, okay, and Zostera or your seagrass. Done, students? Done? All of you? Is this clear? Any doubts on this? Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts? Ma'am's color skills. Okay, this is your 3 things that you have to remember very importantly. Now I have put NCERT. Okay, now I have put NCERT, so we'll study from NCERT. Okay, yes, below the water surface. Very good. Okay, chalo, let's learn NCERT. So pollination by wind. Students, in pollination by wind, water and insect, you have to study what is the type that they're showing. Like, do they have feathery stigma, pollens are like this? That is what you have to focus, not about just the name. Okay, name is not important. You have to know you have to focus on the how these people are. Okay, pollination by wind is more common amongst abiotic pollination. That means if I categorize all the abiotic factors, in all the abiotic factors, wind is the most common. Question can come, so keep it in your mind. Okay, wind pollination also requires that the pollen grains are light. Right, they have to be lightweight. Imagine I have to carry this and go. It has to be lightweight. If it's heavy, it's not going to be carried. It's going to be stuck on the plant itself. So first ever character is that pollen grain are light, and non-sticky. They do not have to stick, they shouldn't be sticky, right? So that they can be transported in the wind currents, okay? Now, they often possesses well-exposed stamens. Can anyone tell me why is this so? It is understood that if they don't have a well-exposed stamen, then there are chances that the pollen will not be scattered, or the wind currents will not be able to take the pollen if the anther is completely downwards and it's not well exposed, okay? Chalo. Okay, yes, so that the pollens are easily dispersed into the wind currents, and large, often feathery stigmas, okay? Large, often you can see feathery stigmas to easily trap the airborne pollen grains. So, stigma also has to be feathery. Just by pollen grain, oh, pollen grain is coming in the wind. Stigma is not even seen. Then that also won't happen. No, stigma also has to be feathery so that it can hold the pollen grain. So, both of them have to be active people, okay? Yes. Wind pollinated flowers often have single ovule, okay? They have single ovule. Wind pollinated flowers often have single ovule in each ovary and numerous flowers packed in an inflorescence, okay? Packed in an inflorescence, because main thing is that they are not showy plants, okay? The wind does not care if the flower is showy or not. The just main goal is that they should have an exposed anther, and the stigma on which this is going to fall should be feathery so that they both can attract each other. But imagine sometimes flowers can be small. So what they will do? They'll keep an inflorescence, so maximum pollen gets scattered. So the probability of pollination to happen will be maximum, okay? Chalo, they will be packed in inflorescence. A familiar example is your corn cob. The tassels you see are nothing but the stigma and the style which wave in the wind to trap the pollen grains. Wind pollination is quite common in grasses as well. Wind pollination is quite common in monocots as well, okay? Then anything else? Anything else? Wonderful trophy? All nonsense. Yes, students? Okay. So, corn cob, the tassel you see are nothing but stigma and style which wave in the wind to trap pollen grains. Wind pollination is quite common in grasses, okay? In monocots, this is very, very common, okay? Chalo. So, students, what are the characteristics of your wind pollinated? Very simple. Let's revise once again. The pollen grains. First ever thing is that the pollen grains have to be light and non-sticky. Okay, light and non-sticky. Now, how should the stigma be? The stigma should be feathery so that it can catch the pollen grains. Okay. At the same time, the flowers usually will be in an inflorescence. Then, did I miss some other point? Did I miss some other point? Tell me quickly. Light, non-sticky, feathery stigma. Inflorescence, flowers should be in an inflorescence. They have to be exposed, the anthers have to be exposed, right? That's it. Example, monocots, most of the monocots do that. Another corn cob, right? Corn cob, and wind is very most common, abiotic kind of pollination, right? Light and non-sticky, done. Okay, chalo. Now water pollinated. Some examples of water pollinated are Vallisneria and Hydrilla. Okay, Hydrilla, which grown in freshwater and several marine seagrasses such as Zostera. Now, not all aquatic plants use water for pollination. In a majority of aquatic plants such as water hyacinth and water lily, the flowers emerge above the level of water and are pollinated by insects or wind, as most in common plants. So, students understood, most of them, what they do, they come above the surface, which is called as epihydrophily, where they come above the surface and they wait for insects or the wind to pollinate them, because the chances of water is quite rare. This water hydrophily is quite rare, and only 30 genera of plants are doing this kind of water hydrophily, because the main problem is, students, the pollen grains have to be transferred through the water, it has to reach the stigma, compatibility is there. So it's a process where the probability of pollination to happen is very less. So plants need to do pollination, right? That's the whole process. So they will come above the water, which is called as epihydrophily. Okay, do not forget, the flowers emerge above the surface of the water and are pollinated by insects or wind in the most of the land plants. In Vallisneria, the female flowers reach the surface of water by a long stalk and the main flower or the pollen grains are released on the surface of water. So the water currents are going to take this pollen grains to the Vallisneria. At the same time, this Vallisneria is going to, the flower is going to come up with the help of a long stalk, waiting for the pollen grains to be carried by the water currents. Chalo. They are carried passively by the water currents, okay? By the water currents. Some of them eventually reach the female flowers and the stigma. In other group of water pollinated plants such as sea grasses, so this is going to be hypohydrophily, okay? Female flowers remain submerged in the water. Very important, students. Lot of statement based question has come from this Vallisneria and Zostera or your seagrass. So keep in your mind, okay? Keep in your mind. Chalo. Okay, in water, and the pollen grains are released inside the water. So this whole process is happening submerged. But at the same time, in Vallisneria, what is happening? Everything is happening above, but the pollen grains are coming through the water current. That's why they are falling under hydrophily. Now, pollen grains are released inside the water. Pollen grains in many such species are long, ribbon-like, and they are carried passively inside the water currents. So they have to be long and ribbon-like so they do not get lost. Okay, if they are small like one like one sand piece, they will get lost definitely. So some of them reach the stigma and achieve pollination. In most of the water pollinated species, pollen grains are protected by a wetting, that is by mucilaginous covering. Obviously, because the pollen grains shouldn't get soaked, right? So they have a mucilaginous covering so that the pollen grains does not get completely wet or they sink down. All this to avoid many things. Students, underwater, what and all things happen. And students, around 30 genera, okay? Around 30 genera only does your hydrophily. Very less. And all of you should also know about your pteridophytes, bryophytes, pteridophytes and your gymnosperm. And this is the main reason why bryophyte is called the amphibian of the plant kingdom. Why is it called amphibian? Because it cannot complete its life cycle without water. Same in amphibians, they need both land and water. So they cannot complete the whole cycle without water. So that's why we call bryophytes as the amphibian of the plant kingdom. Okay. So this bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm also, some of them do this hydrophily, or at least in their one stage they will need this water for pollination. Yes. I hope that was clear. I have told that from the NCERT, okay. Yes. Majority, now we'll go to insect pollination. Majority of the insect pollinated flowers are large, colorful, fragrant and rich in nectar. These are the floral rewards that they're getting, okay. The rewards I'll write, okay. The rewards that these plants get for doing pollination is the nectar, okay. The nectar. This is one big thing, big reason why the insects come, right? Your honeybees also, they wait for the nectar. So, fragrant and rich in nectar. When the flowers are small, a number of flowers are clustered into an inflorescence. So, students, this is very normal thing, okay. That means whenever the flower is small, they do some kind of modification, like the bract will be modified. Some kind of modification will be done so that the insects get attracted. This the plant itself will do, okay. Now, to make them conspicuous. Now, animals are attracted to flowers by color or by their fragrance. So, this nectar, same way, fragrance also attract these insects very, very, okay, fragrance. Now, it need not be always good fragrance also. Now, if you see your Rafflesia, Rafflesia has a bad odor. Okay, it has like a something dead. Okay, dead and decayed smell is there, but that will attract the flies, because flies always, if you have seen there is a dump somewhere, the flies will be there, right? That's why we tell, do not allow flies to enter your home, because it will immediately cause your entamoeba, histolytica, all of you remember this, amoebiasis and all that. So that's because these people get attracted to dead and decayed smells. So that's the main reason, okay. So Rafflesia flower has a foul smell, but still flies get attracted to them. So majority of them want good fragrance and nectar, but then there are some of them who would want the foul smell as well, okay. Now, animals are attracted to flowers by their color and fragrance. The flowers pollinated by flies, beetles secrete foul odors, okay, to attract these animals. So, understood? It's the butterflies, the bees, all of these people get attracted to the nice smell and nectar, but then there are also flies and beetles who get attracted to foul smell. Example, you can remember Rafflesia. They will not ask you example because it's not there in NCERT. To sustain animal visit, the flowers have to provide rewards to the animal. Nectar and pollen grains are usually the floral rewards. Okay, nectar and pollen grains. These are the rewards that is given to your people. Telling that, students, now in your home, if a guest come, first time you gave them nicely one chai, you were like, okay, I'll get you people some tea, I'll get you some like bhaji, bhaji, bonda, then I don't know, samosa in some sites. So they'll be like, okay, next time also let's go there. Next time also let's go there, right? Because they treated us so well. But the next time they come, you're like, oh, these people came again. You will not give them properly. The third time they will not come. If they still come, then you have to question their self-respect, but otherwise they will not come. Okay, they will generally not come. By your second visit, if they see your face changing, not giving them properly, sugar is not there, tea powder is not there, milk is not there, you tell all that, then they'll understand. Okay, first time they were very sweet, this is their actual color. Okay, so even the insect will understand. First time the flower has given them nectar, pollen grains, they'll be like, okay, next time also I'll visit. Next time something they do, some jugaad, some gadbad they do, then they'll be like, hey, you go, there are 100 other flowers, I'll go to them. Okay, so flowers also, see, ego is there, students. Everything on earth has some ego level. Okay, egoistic people are. See, flower also, insect also. Okay, insect also. Yes, so these are the usual flower rewards. Okay, done. Any doubts so far? Please ask me. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts? No doubts? All perfect? Did we miss something? Yes, we have to do mutualism, but otherwise, tell me, just take NCERT and tell me. In my opinion, nothing is there. Okay, now we only have your mutualism. Mutualism. Okay, clear? Okay. Sorry students, I have got a very good cold. Okay. Yes. Chalo, let's do mutualism. So in mutualism, you have only 2 examples, but there are more examples actually. Generally, if you see, there are more examples, but you have only 2 examples. First one is your Amorphophallus. Okay, and then you have your Yucca. Okay, now what is this is, these plants have their ovary. In the ovary, they will allow the moth to lay egg. Now what is happening? Moth is getting the space to protect their egg, and also this flower is getting a free pollinating agent as well. So this is called as mutualism. So this way, what is happening, students, because the main problem that insect faces, if you see butterflies also, the main problem that they face is, if they lay the eggs, the chances of the eggs being, you know, undisturbed without being caught inside the predator's eyes is very difficult task. But if these plants are providing the ovary for them to lay the eggs and protect them, then they'll be very happy. So this mutualism happens. That is, I am helping you, you help me, we both will be benefited out of it. All of you got this? So that is why they have written this. Okay, and this one is a 6 feet tall plant. Students, very much taller than us. Okay, 6 feet tall plant. So the chances of this plant getting affected also is very less. Other plants will get you know, ego complex. No, my God, such a tall planter. Yes. Yes, places, yes, it provides safe place for insect to lay the eggs, okay, as the floral reward. So it will give that safe space safe space to lay eggs for the insects. Okay, insect as a floral reward. Then I'll put it in arrow. Students, you will get all these notes on Vedantu NEET English Telegram as well as on Biology by Gopika. So do not forget to join the Telegram. Okay, if you want all these notes, there is no other place where you will find the notes. The link will be put in the chat later, but not now. Immediately, if you want these notes, immediately after the class, I'll share the notes on the Telegram. So download the notes and keep it, so you will have a folder. Okay, later when you're doing revision, these notes will be the most helpful notes. But I would still recommend you to write, okay, write at least one sheet where all the important words are there. See, now this 2 words, there are chances that you forget because you have studied so much theory, there are chances that you forget this. So these kind of things, write and keep it. Okay, write and keep it. Yes, very good. Okay, so floral rewards will be given. Now Yucca and your Yucca moth, that is your Prunuba. Okay, such a nice name, no students? Prunuba. Plus Prunuba is the moth name, okay? Prunuba. This is the only Indian thing that I've seen in the entire sexual reproduction and flowering plants. Okay, so these people also are the same thing. Okay, one is providing the ovary safe space for laying the eggs. Safe space for laying egg. The other person is doing what? Okay, acting as a pollinator. Students, for them also, like matrimony, tension is there. Ki, will I get chosen? What if the insect does not come? What if pollination does not happen? Then my survival, my existence in this world will be questioned. So they also go through depression. So what they will do, they'll be like, hey, you come and lay egg, you do free pollination for me. So pollinator also, they will get free. Okay, so do you understand? Everywhere problems and standards are set. Okay, yes, done students? Yes. So these are obligate mutualisms. Okay, now this is actually a very simple thing. Ovary is there, they will lay the eggs, protection is done. At the same time, they get a free pollinator as well. Done? All of you, energy is there. Can we move to the next topic? Yeah, put some fire emoji in the chat. What, you all are sleeping? I am sick. Why are you people sick? Come on, all of you. Okay, fine, little energy is there. Okay, let's go to the next topic, students. Next topic is the most important topics that we are going to do with. That means, like, what do I mean is, the questions from these portions are more. Okay, questions from these portions are more. Now, okay, you are a very self-content person. That means the plant is like, okay, I'm not independent on anyone. I have the stigma, I have the anther. Pollination will happen, self-pollination will happen. I do not want dependency on anyone. Okay. Now the nature is like, no, I will not let you to be in this much peace also, that you're so self-content that you feel everything is proper in your life. I will not let you do that. So the nature itself decides that when an plant, okay, when they continued self-pollination, continued self-pollination, the nature will be like, you're going to have depression, bro. Okay, so he'll tell, nature will be like, no, I won't let you be like this. You should also face the problem. So inbreeding depression is going to happen. Okay, inbreeding depression. That means when the plant undergoes continuous self-pollination, the plant will be like, okay, I am in depression. So inbreeding depression will happen. So this is a kind of, this is the game, because if inbreeding depression did not exist, then even variation will not exist. Yes or no? The self-pollinated plants will be very happy. They are completely independent. They will not even require anyone's help. So automatically no variation also will happen. Yes or no? Right? No variation will happen because they are very self-content. Okay, they are very self-content. So nature is like, why should only plants have fun? No, why should only, cross-pollinated plants have fun? You should also have some fun. So you will get inbreeding depression. Now, to solve this inbreeding depression, outbreeding devices has come, students. So this whole plant is like our story itself, very relatable, plants and we are. Okay, so even when we sit alone for a long time, we'll be like, okay, there is some problem with me. I need to talk to people, right? I'm going into depression. So same way, plants also will go into depression. So let's see what is this outbreeding devices, okay? Okay, now outbreeding devices means to avoid inbreeding depression, or to, basically to block this self-pollination from happening. We have this outbreeding devices. Are you all following, or is it only Jay who is following my class? Only Jay seems to react. Where are the other students? Come on students, you have to be active. It's like I'm talking to the camera and you people are least bothered. Okay, you have to talk to me. Who else will I talk to? I'll talk to the walls, huh? Students, inbreeding depression will happen. Students sitting inside the studio and talking alone. Have some karuna. Huh. Yes, okay, done. Ready? I'll do outbreeding devices. If not, I will not do. Okay, first solution. First problem is that this self-pollinated flowers have bisexual flowers. So nature told, let's do one thing. Let's make it unisexual flowers. Okay, let's make unisexual flowers. Let's make unisexual flowers. Like example, your papaya. Okay, they told first solution for avoiding self-pollination is let's make unisexual flowers. Okay, let's make unisexual flowers. Is this clear to all of you? Okay, many examples are there, students. You can write papaya, you can write date palm, examples. Okay, so unisexual flowers. Second solution that they gave was, let's do one thing, let's do something called as changing the position of anther and stigma. So look here, all of you, this is your stigma. Okay, this is your stigma. Okay, this is the anther. Okay, this is the anther. Yes, this is the anther. Now, it is very understood, right? Very common, okay, that the pollen grains from this anther will definitely land on the stigma. Where else will it go? Where else will it go? Because the stigma is down, anther is above. So, obviously, this pollen grains will fall on the stigma. So, now they told, okay, let's do one thing. Let's change the position of this whole setup only. We'll change the whole setup. The second setup they made was simple. Why should boys have all the fun? So the girl became tall. Since whatever I'm telling is for joke, okay, so that you remember for a longer time. They made this setup. Okay, they made this setup. What is the setup that they made? Simple thing. They lowered the anther's height. Okay, they lowered the filament which was a long stalk, right? They lowered the size of that and they increased the size of stigma. Now you tell me, how will pollen grains land? They cannot land, right? They cannot land. So this is what? Okay, so this is what they did. Basically, they changed the position of the anther and stigma's placement. Are you all with me on this? Yes, all of you, different positions of anther and stigma. I'm going to write. Okay. Yes, lowering anther's height. Exactly. Okay, so this happened, that is heterostyly. Okay, heterostyly. This is where different position of anther and stigma. Okay, changing the position of, I'm writing it down, students, changing the position of anther and stigma. Okay, anther and stigma. Okay, heterostyly. Then heterostyly, it's called heterostyly. Okay, yes. Next one, let's do one thing. Let's make it asynchronized. Now they both are in very much synchronization. That means pollen falls on stigma, stigma gets compatible, then pollen tube formation happens, germination happens. Let's do one thing. Let's make them asynchronized. Okay, that means they will not synchronize with each other. So we will make it okay, let's make it asynchronized. Okay, all this is done to avoid self-pollination. Okay, yes, Karthik, totally agree to you. Okay, yes or no? Okay, so we will not make them synchronized. Now, what do I mean by synchronized, ma'am? That is, here we call it dichotomy, but you don't have to take tension of that. That is, imagine pollen and stigma, right? Pollen also matures at the same time, forms the pollen grain. Stigma also matures. The ovule is ready, okay? Now the egg is ready inside the embryo sac. We will do one thing. We will make it the maturation or the rate at which they both are maturing. Let's make it asynchronized. This way, even if the pollen matures first, the stigma is still not matured, egg is not formed. So how will they get self-pollinated? So we will do asynchronization. Is this clear? Is this clear to all of you? Please make a note of all this. Very, very important. Okay, very, very, very important. Dichogamy. This condition is called dichogamy. Even if you don't remember this, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Yes. You have protandry and all, but then again stigma released first. Yes, they are not matured at the same time. Okay, they are not matured at the same time. Okay, not matured at the same time. Yes, done. Protogyny and all you don't need to know now, but if you know it, good and well. But then questions will not come because it's not there in NCERT. No, name is not there. Name is not there. Okay. Yes, not matured at the same time. Yes, correct. Perfect. Ansh, Arya, perfect. Protogyny you don't have to know now, right now. Okay. Protogyny, that is basically if pollen is maturing first, is different name. If anther is, stigma is maturing first, is different name. Okay. Chalo. Next, the last solution. What do we do, students? What is the last solution that we do? Okay, we did unisexual flowers, we did heterostyly, now we did dichogamy. Now the last thing we have to do, something else also we have to do. Who can tell me the answer for that? Yes, we'll make them do this, self-incompatibility. That means from the same flower, if the pollen is falling, the stigma will tell, okay, you're not compatible to me. So we will do self-incompatibility. Okay, we will avoid self-pollination. Okay. Self-incompatibility. Got it? Yes, sure. Students, climate is changing, can't do anything. It's very common. Yes, self-incompatibility. Okay, I'll draw a diagram and show you that. But where do I draw the diagram is a question. Okay, students, I'm taking it here, all the way here. Okay, here like this. Now imagine this is the stigma. Okay, this is the stigma. This is the stigma. Imagine pollens has come and fallen here. Okay, pollen have fallen here, here. Okay, two pollens have fallen. Now this self-incompatibility, I'll make sure that the pollen tube germination will not happen. Okay, pollen tube, the same pollens will not germinate. So here what is going to happen? I will make this pollen, only maybe this will germinate. Okay, this will germinate and form the pollen tube. So this way what will happen? Self-incompatibility will be maintained. Yes, done. So the main 4 outbreeding devices according to your textbook, there are around 6 of them, but you don't have to know. Out of the NCERT one, only 4 you have to know. First one is formation of unisexual flowers, because only when bisexual flowers are formed, self-pollination chances are more. So we will form unisexual flowers, example papaya, date palm, etc. Second one is heterostyly, where the anther and stigma position will be changed. Before anther will be above, so that the pollen grains will directly land on the stigma. Now what did we do? We raised the size of the stigma. The style got increased. This way the anthers have come below. Now the pollen grains chances to reach there is very, very less. Okay. So that one. Third one is asynchronizing. That means both of their maturation time will be changed. Okay, pollens will mature first, stigma will mature later, or vice versa. Depending on that, they have their particular names as well. Okay, that is dichogamy. Now not mature at the same time. Next is self-compatibility. Okay, self-incompatibility. Did I write compatibility? Okay, self-incompatibility. That means the same pollen, the self pollens will make sure that the germination of the pollen tube does not happen. This way what will happen? Again, self-pollination will be hindered, and the one that came from outside, right, cross-pollination, that pollen will be allowed to form the pollen tube. So this way we will make sure that the pollen tube germination does not happen with the same pollen. I hope this is clear. 4 points, please keep it in mind. Outbreeding devices, lot of questions have come. Done, students? Is this clear? Yes, can I proceed? Yes, ma'am, you can proceed. Yes, okay. Students, we still haven't reached the 100 likes. So sad, yeah. So sad. I think you people don't want classes anymore. Yeah, you people don't want classes, huh? Yes? Okay, chalo. Let's do one very, very interesting topic, pollen-pistil interaction, double fertilization and triple fusion. Okay. Now students, as I told you, now wind is bringing the pollens, water is bringing the pollens, insect is bringing the pollens. But see, understand, this insect, wind, water, they are not Amazon delivery people who will exactly know the location, understand that who is going to be compatible with each other and drop it there. They are just randomly bringing a random set of pollens. Now it is stigma's job to decide who is right for me, right? Even when we do a marriage also, the girl will decide, the boy will decide if this person is right for me or not, because I have to live this entire life with this person. So like that, even the plants get to choose that. That is called as compatibility. That is pollen-pistil interaction. Pollen and the pistil will interact with each other and they'll get to know if they are compatible with each other or not. Okay, fine. So let's say this is your stigma. Okay, this is your stigma. I'm drawing a big stigma. Okay, this is your stigma. Okay, done. Until I draw this, all of you take your NCERT and check if did we cover everything. Anything I missed? Okay, so in stigma done. Now on the stigma, different types of pollens will come and land. Okay, let's draw different colors of pollen. Now inside this, I'm also going to draw your embryo sac. Okay, a big embryo sac. This is your embryo sac. Okay, in this antipodal cells will be there. Okay, here eggs will be there. Okay, and the most important thing, your filiform apparatus. Okay, okay, done. Done students, embryo sac is there, stigma is there. Now let's draw different pollens on this. Okay, so the wind bought one pollen. Now as I told you, they are not going to look at the address and deliver. One more fellow bought one pollen. Okay, okay, one more pollen was bought. This color choosing only is one task. Okay, one more pollen, done. Okay, now 3 pollens have landed on the stigma. Now as I told you, it is stigma's job to select who has to go inside or who has to form the pollen tube and undergo germination. This is called as pollen-pistil interaction. First step. Now imagine, let's consider one is doctor, one is businessman, one is a bank manager. Okay, now first thing that what happens during a marriage, first they will talk. They'll talk and see if this person actually matches my vibe. Right, nowadays you people use the word a lot, vibe. Ma'am, he doesn't match my vibe, ma'am. Okay, this teacher does not match my vibe, ma'am, so I do not watch their classes. So that vibe check will happen. So it's not called as vibe check. Here the first thing is they will have a conversation with each other. Bank manager will tell, I will give you loan, how much ever loan you want, I'll give you. Businessman will be like, I will take you to that place, this place. Doctor will be like, okay, since I don't have time much, I'll take you to hospital and show you the hospital. So different things will be there. So that's why students, doctors are always, you know, married doctors itself, because they will be able to understand the work pressure. Now you also will become a doctor. You will also look for a doctor itself, because you both will be able to understand the problems that you go through in the hospital. Now if you go and tell, a doctor goes and tells a businesswoman or a businessman that this is the problem that I'm facing, how will they understand, right? So first thing that they will ask, family, everyone will talk, and the first thing that is going to happen is called as chemical dialogues. That means they will both talk to each other. Okay, we call it chemical interactions. Okay, chemical interactions, or you can also say chemical dialogues. Okay, chemical interactions or chemical dialogues. Okay, so the boys will be trying to convince, who is the boy? Pollen grains will be trying to convince stigma, telling that, you know, actually I am this, I am that, I am that, I am Ambani's son and all that they will tell. Okay, but the stigma will still decide. So chemical interaction happened, chemical dialogues have happened, they spoke to each other and the stigma felt that, okay, let me do one thing, I'm ready to marry this businessman. Okay, so businessman is going to go to the next stage of, that is, okay, now the next stage will be what, students? This pollen, let's say this also got into, okay, this also got into, okay, bank manager to out, okay, now doctor also is in pending, but yeah, let's keep the doctor there, let's not, okay, scratch the doctor out. So students, now the doctor, not the doctor, the businessman will be allowed to germinate. So germination of the pollen is going to be the next step. Okay, germination of the pollen is going to be the next step. I don't think anyone will teach you in the story form. Okay, germination of the pollen. Okay, after the germination of the pollen, now what is going to happen? The pollen will start automatically forming its pollen tube, right? So let's, pollen tube formation will start. Okay, pollen tube formation will start. Can you all see that? Yes. Okay, yes, hydrating myself. Exactly, pollen germination will happen. Now pollen tube is going to emerge bigger, right? Pollen tube is going to emerge bigger because it has to meet the egg. So since girl is here, we have to meet the girl. So here pollen tube formation, that will be the third step. I hope all of you are understanding. That means after they spoke with each other, she agreed that, okay, I will choose the businessman over the doctor and the bank manager, and the next step will be where their parents and everyone will start meeting each other, no? So here what is going to happen, students? Here pollen tube formation will happen. Okay, pollen tube formation will happen like this. Okay, it will happen like this, it will happen like this, it will happen like this, it will happen like this. Okay, he is going to meet the girl. Oh, oh. Okay, yeah, pollen tube formation is going to happen. Is this clear, all of you? So far good? Okay, now once they reach there, now what is going to happen? Everyone will be like, oh yeah, my daughter is going to marry a businessman. You come inside, see the house, this is that, this is this. So what is going to happen? Filiform apparatus will start calling the pollen tube, because filiform apparatus job was to guide the pollen tube. Yes or no? So filiform apparatus will be like, come inside, see our house, this is where I used to stay, this is where Didi used to study. So now she'll give introduction to what was happening in the house and basically embarrass the kid. Okay, embarrass that girl who is going to get married. So this filiform apparatus will guide, okay, will guide pollen tube entry. Pollen tube entry. Yes or no? Now they are going to meet. Okay, now they are going to meet, and this pollen tube will start moving inside. This pink color which I have drawn is your filiform apparatus. Okay, yes, exactly, guide the pollen tube. Got it? Okay, but one problem happens, students. The problem is that in the starting, it was in a 2-cell stage. Okay, here it was in a 2-cell stage. 2-cell stage means what? That, okay, one vegetative cell is there, one generative cell is there. All of you remember pollen grain, no? So here, at this position, they were in a 2-cell stage. Okay, 2-celled stage. That is, one vegetative cell, one generative cell. But as it moved down, as the pollen tube formation happened, somewhere here, it underwent a mitosis. I'll use another color. Okay, it underwent a mitosis. Mitotic division. Okay, division happened. During this mitotic division, it formed a 3-cell stage. It formed a 3-celled stage. In this 3-cell stage, one vegetative cell and 2 generative cells were formed. 2 generative cells were formed. Here what happened? The businessman also came. The doctor is like, okay, now I am not going to give up. Now even I want to get married. So the doctor also will come inside. doctor also will come inside. One will get married with the egg, not married student, one will fuse with the egg, okay, another one will fuse with the polar nuclei. So here what is going to happen, as the mitotic division happens, when they reach the 3-cell stage, this vegetative cell will completely degenerate. Why? Continuously giving nutrition to this 2 generative cell. Okay, 2 generative cell. Yes or no? Okay, students, because here see, from 2-cell stage it is forming 3-cell stage. Okay, so here it is going to go through a mitotic division. Okay, so I told you this in when I taught you embryo sac also. From 2-cell stage it became 4-cell stage, 4 to 8. That time also it was going through a mitotic division. In the starting, when the MMC was going through forming megaspore, it was going through a meiosis division. Yes or no? So this you would have studied it in botany, mitosis and meiosis, right? So that is the reason here. Now look here. 1 vegetative cell, 2 generative cells. So vegetative cell main job was to give all the reserve food materials for the generative cell. So by here giving, this fellow got over, okay, completed. Now 2 generative cells is there. So as I told you, one will go, the green one, right, the businessman will go and fuse with the egg. Okay, fuse with the egg. I'm not drawing this pollen tube because it will look too crowded. So I'm going to write it here. I'm going to write it here. So here, this is the most important part, students. Okay, that's gone. Okay, so look here, the most important part is the businessman is gone and fused with the egg. So the businessman is going to be 1 generative cell fused with the egg, okay, to form what? What is the main job? What is the whole task? Voice, obviously. Okay, Sudarshan. Yes, students, the main job was what? Egg to fuse with the generative cell and form the zygote. Okay, zygote. This is the businessman and the girl. Now the doctor also came in, no, after the mitotic division. So here 1 generative cell will fuse with the polar nuclei. Polar nuclei. Got it? Polar nuclei is here, no? All of you remember 7-celled, 8 embryo stage. So polar nuclei it will fuse, or polar nuclei to form endosperm. To form endosperm. This endosperm is going to provide the nutrition for the growing zygote or the embryo. Is this clear to all of you? Yes or no? Yes or no? So students, this 1 GC plus polar nuclei, 2-cell stage, no, this is 2 here, 7-celled, 8 nuclei. So 2 nuclei are here. This is called as triple fusion. Okay, when this doctor marries the sister, no, this will be called as triple fusion. Triple fusion, okay, that is 1 GC plus polar nuclei forming an endosperm is called as a triple fusion. And when these 2 things happen in a 3-cell stage, this condition is called as double fertilization. This stage is called as double fertilization. I hope it was clear. Pollen pistil interaction, most of the students complained telling ma'am it's so difficult to understand pollen pistil interaction. Did you all understand? Students, even if you are watching it recorded, let me know in the chats, comments if it was clear. Okay, double fertilization. Yes, because 2 fertilization happened. Now the plan was for only 1 marriage, but 2 marriages happened, so it will be double fertilization. And definitely this fellow went and fused with 2 nuclei, right? So it's going to be triple fusion, right? 3N stage, okay, 3N. So endosperm is going to be 3N. Done and dusted. All of you tell me in the chats if it was clear. Any doubts, please ask me now. Crystal clear. Okay, all of you? All of you? Perfect. Okay, done. Okay, fine, fine. So students, this is your pollen-pistil interaction. Let's go through it once again. So as the pollen land on the stigma, the wind and the insect or anyone, they are not going to deliver it exactly right, because they don't know who is compatible. The stigma has to decide, right? So as soon as the pollen lands on the stigma will have a chemical dialogues with the pollen. Okay, a chemical dialogues with the pollen, and after the chemical dialogues or the chemical interaction, the stigma will decide which pollen to select. Okay, after selection of it, it will allow germination of the pollen, otherwise it will not allow germination of the pollen. Okay, the moment germination of pollen start, the small pollen tube formation will happen, and that pollen tube will be going through all the way through your micropylar end to your egg, to meet the egg. Okay, so the filiform apparatus will guide the pollen tube entry. After the guiding of the pollen tube, so in the starting it's going to be a 2-cell stage where there is one generative cell, one vegetative cell. But as it comes down, it will undergo mitosis and it will become a 3-cell stage. But also understand 60% of the anther dehiscence will happen in a 2-cell stage. This is one of the very, very important lines. All of you remember, I hope. Last class also I had told you around 60%, okay, angiosperm anthers dehiscent, angiosperm anther dehiscent in 2-celled stage. Okay, the rest 40% will undergo a 3-cell stage. Okay, now as it comes, it will mitotically divide, form a 3-cell stage where we have one generative cell, two vegetative cell. Since this generative cell will vegetative cell will continuously give the food reserve, the vegetative cell will be completely degenerated by the time it reaches here. After that, this 2-cell stage, no students, one of the generative cell will fuse with the egg, which is the actual, like the whole plan was that, right? So one generative cell will fuse with the egg to form the zygote, and the second generative cell will go and fuse with the polar nuclei, or in the central cell, right? Polar nuclei, and form the endosperm. This endosperm will provide the nourishment for the growing embryo. Okay? Yes, is this clear? Okay, fine. Okay, this is your pollen-pistil interaction, double fertilization, and your triple fusion. All the 3 concepts I have explained you in this one slide. Okay, one slide. Now, artificial hybridization. Now students, imagine we are not able to get the desired, quality of plant. We are not able to get the desired characteristic. Now what we have to do? We have to do it artificially. Yes or no? So we will do artificial hybridization. That means I artificially make sure that whatever I want to get out of this plant, I will do it. So artificial hybridization means something that is done artificially. Your entire interaction, your formation of a plant, formation of whichever types you want, right, varieties you want, will be done artificially. In this you have mainly 2 things to remember. First one is called as emasculation. Okay, emasculation. Second one is called as bagging. Second one is called as bagging. Now it's very simple. Now all of us know that the agents are going to bring the pollen and dump it on the stigma. To avoid the dumping on the stigma, I am going to bag my stigma. Okay, I will cover the stigma with a bag. With a bag, students, you can also use a polythene covers. Okay, this will avoid what, students? This is going to avoid unwanted pollen-pistil interaction. Okay, or you can say unwanted pollen from landing on the stigma and continuing with the germination. So unwanted pollen-pistil interaction, I am writing it here. Unwanted pollen-pistil interaction. Clear? First step done. I protected my stigma. Now next one is emasculation. Now I don't want this anthers also to scatter the pollens on some random stigma. So I will removal of the anther. So I'll do removal of the anther. In the stage here, we are going to do removal of the anther. Are you all clear on this? Yes or no? Yes, removal of the anther is called as emasculation. Okay, removal of the anther. And what am I basically trying to do? I'm going to collect the pollen grains so that this pollen also does not get scattered unnecessary. So I am going to just do this. This is my anther. Okay, in this anther there's a lot of pollen grains. Okay, lot of pollen grains. I can collect this pollen grain and I will add it, or I will allow the pollination to happen depending on which variety I want. So collecting the pollen. Okay, so this way, this is called as your artificial hybridization. Okay, emasculation after removal of the anther, and your stigma will be back. After that also we will bag it and keep it so that no unwanted interactions happen. Is this clear? That's all. Emasculation and bagging, very simple, just two lines you have to know this. Nothing so difficult about it, and this is mainly helpful for the farmers. Okay, now students, we learned pre-fertilization, we learned fertilization. Now we are going to learn post-fertilization event. Okay, all of you are with me on this? Yes or no? Okay, yes or no? Students, can I take a 2 minutes break? Just 2 minutes break. I'll just get some hot water. Okay, 2 minutes break. Yes, don't go anywhere. Stay back here only. Just go through your NCERT by then. Okay. I'll be here in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Ma'am is coming. Okay. Yes, students. Ready? Okay. So students, now we are going to do post fertilization event. Okay, what and all is going to happen during the post fertilization events. So let's draw a line. Okay, it looks fine, right? All of you are here? Okay, so in post-fertilization events, first one is endosperm development. Okay, endosperm development. Second one is your maturation of ovary. maturation of ovary to form fruit. Yes, all people's here. Okay, then embryo development. Embryo development. Next is maturation of the ovule to form the seed. Maturation of ovule to form seed. So these are the post-fertilization events. Very simple. We form the endosperm, right? One GC, that is one generative cell, when it combined with the central polar nuclei, it formed an endosperm. Then we saw embryo development, right? Then we are going to see maturation of how ovule is going to form the seed and maturation of how ovary is going to form the fruit. So the main job for the plant to reproduce is that they are going to provide us with the fruit. Right, they're going to provide us with the fruit. So that is the whole process, right? It's not just about pollination. They are going to ultimately give us some food, right? The fruits that we consume is a kind of food. It's not only for us, even for the other animals as well, birds as well, squirrels. Many things are dependent on plants for food. Ready, students? We will start with endosperm. Okay. Now, all of us know. So, students, here we have a diagram which I wanted to show you. Here, all of you can see the zygote. Okay, again globular embryo, heart-shaped embryo, plumule, mature, cotyledon. This I'll show you, but just see the shapes. Okay, this is your globular embryo. That is here. You can see the globular embryo. Here you can see the heart-shaped. Okay, here you can see heart-shaped. Here globular. Okay, and then your actual radicle, all that will come. So now here. Okay, let's make. Since I have no idea how to duplicate. Okay, let's say if I do this, okay, this is gonna come. Okay, chala, no problem. Okay, no problem. We will just do it anyways. Okay, let's learn about endosperm. Students, endosperm, please understand this double fertilization is actually helpful for the embryo, because endosperm is a set of cells that actually provides the food materials, that provides the nutrition for the growing embryo. Okay, so endosperm is not something useless. They are the ones who are going to provide all the nutritional, okay, all the nutritional material for the growing embryo. For the growing embryo. Clear? For the growing embryo. Now students, if you see generally your embryo in angiosperms, in your gymnosperm, it's going to be a little different. Okay, so let's write in gymnosperm, okay, in angiosperm. I'm telling the ploidy. The ploidy is going to be a little different. Okay, in gymnosperm it's going to be haploid. Okay, in gymnosperm it's going to be haploid, and in your angiosperm it's going to be 3-end. Okay, triploid. Yes, fine. Now this is just an information. Again, sir will teach you again this in morphology of flowering plants, but as of now you just have to understand this. Even the plant kingdom you would have understood, right? Anyway, now haplontic and diplontic, that life cycle is removed, but before you would have studied this. Now students, if I divide endosperm, I can actually divide it into nuclear and cellular endosperm. Okay, endosperm, if I see the types, right, I can divide it into nuclear nuclear and cellular. Okay, nuclear and cellular. Now this words you are going to study in when I teach you about your coconut. Okay, but otherwise you don't have to take tension, but understand in cellular it will be followed by cytokinesis. Okay, so if I draw the division, it will be like this. Okay, 2 divisions, again multiple divisions will happen. So in cellular it will be followed by a cytokinesis. That is actually the difference. I think you will study this. No, you will not study it again, but yeah, if you're taking some masters you will understand. It will be followed by splitting of the cytoplasm. Okay, so cytokinesis. Okay, followed by a cytokinesis. Now nuclear and cellular. Ready students? So far good? Are we good to go? Okay, yeah. So this nuclear endosperm is a very common type, free nuclear division, okay, like your pen, okay, that is your primary endosperm nucleus. So this one is very common one, pen, okay, I'm writing only pen here, that is your primary endosperm nuclear forming the free nucleus, okay, free nuclei. So this is a free nuclear region. Now, let's divide the endosperm according to your NCERT, exact NCERT words we are going to write. So if I divide my endosperm, depending on if endosperm is there or not, I can divide it into two types, okay, albuminous and exalbuminous. Can anyone tell me what is the difference? I told you, depending on if endosperm is going to be there or not, right? Presence and absence, okay? Presence and absence, you will understand it's albuminous or exalbuminous, yes? Yes or no? Yes, Tatva is enough for NEET. Yes, definitely. If you have bought Tatva, more than enough. Okay, it has everything. It also has extra information you can filter out. Like if you don't want to learn, no problem. Okay, so in albuminous, what is going to happen, students? The endosperm will be retaining. Okay, retain some amount of endosperm. Now, all of us know that the growing embryo will completely start utilizing the endosperm. All of you know this. Growing embryo is going to completely start using up the endosperm because that is the one who is going to provide the nutrition. Now, in albuminous seeds or in albuminous ones, what is going to happen? Some amount of endosperm will be retained, right? Some of the endosperm will be retained. Okay, got it all of you? Now, in exalbuminous students, no endosperm will be there. Okay, X, no, past. Okay, no endosperm will be left. Okay, no endosperm will be left. That means everything will be consumed. Okay, everything will be consumed. Yes or no? Okay. Yeah, I have a cold. That's the reason. I don't know from where this climate is playing around with my life. Okay, so albuminous, there's one way to remember, Cafe Coffee Day. All of you have heard about Cafe Coffee Day, no? So Cafe Coffee Day, that is, we call it Cafe Coffee Day as CCD. Okay, CCD. So CCD. Think of this CCD. Now in this D we don't have anything, but CC we have. Okay, where do I write it, students? I'll write it on the top. Okay, no place to write it here. So example to remember is going to be Cafe Coffee Day, that is called as CCD. C for what? Castor. Another C for what, students? All of you tell me in the chats. Okay. And to remember exalbuminous. 1 second. Yes, someone is telling. What is Sudarshan asking? Doesn't even know my name, huh? Then why are you sitting here? Okay. Coconut. No one told coconut. Hello, people. Okay, and for your exalbuminous, you're going to remember as, you can remember PUBG actually, but B, nothing is there. Okay, so P for P. I mean, U, nothing is there. Okay, U, nothing is there. B for bean. And G for groundnut. Okay, G for groundnut. The main problem with botany is to remember the names, examples. Okay. Today, the whole problem is that to remember the example. So, students, you can remember it as PUBG. Okay. So, when I was writing this, I was like, okay, PUBG. PUBG, that is P, bean and groundnut. Here, you can remember CCD, that is Cafe Coffee Day, where you have castor, coconut and D for nothing. So, albuminous retains some amount of endosperm. In exalbuminous, no endosperm will be retained. Okay, no endosperm will be retained. Is this clear, all of you? I have also told you nuclear and cellular. Now, I'll teach you, when I teach you about coconut, I'll explain you that also. Okay. Now, students, all of you know, we are all doing tender coconut, right? In this tender coconut, there is going to be two regions, right? There is a tender coconut, the water, tender coconut, water, okay, and then there is going to be the white kernel, that is the region that you eat. Okay, the white kernel is the portion that you eat. All of you have eaten? All of you have eaten? Yes, PUBG, huh? Okay, all of you would have eaten this. Now the tender coconut that you're drinking is the PEN. That means your nuclear, free nuclear divisions, and the white kernel that you're eating will be your cellular divisions. Got it? So the portion that you're eating is going to be your cellular endosperm, and the portion that you're drinking is going to be your nuclear endosperm. Got it? Now I don't know where to write it. Okay, so this is going to be PEN. Okay, and this is going to be cellular. This is a question that has been asked very commonly about your coconut. They'll ask you about the tender coconut. Exactly, the coconut that Hasini sent, if all of you see, that is the dried one, right? Where you will see your endocarp, mesocarp and all that. But normally your tender coconut, what is the water that you drink is going to be your PEN, that is primary endosperm nuclear or your free nuclear endosperm, and the white kernel is going to be your cellular endosperm. I told you cellular endosperm is followed by a cytokinesis. That means splitting of the cytoplasm is happening. Are you all clear on this? Tell me quickly, all of you. All of you? If so, I'll proceed. Okay, if so, I'm going to proceed. Okay? Yes, very good. All of you. Okay? Yes, fine. Yes, okay. Chalo. So, students, if they ask you what is the fate of the endosperm, this is the fate of the endosperm. Okay, neither there will be persistent endosperm. Okay, so fate of the endosperm is going to be where they'll have a persistent endosperm where some amount will always be retained, and then there will be complete usage of the endosperm. Okay, so fate of the endosperm is neither they become persistent or they be used up completely. So if it is persistent, write castor, coconut, rice, all of that as the example. If it is non-persistent, you can write about pea, bean and groundnut as the example. Okay, yes, okay. Fine, very good. Okay, now we are going to understand embryo. That is the next stage, right? So here you can see dicot and monocot embryo is there. This is a monocot embryo, this is the dicot embryo. So always remember, now if I draw a dicot, okay, if I draw a dicot, so this is dicot, cotyledons, two cotyledons are there. The one that is going up, okay, one that is going up and one that is going down is the most important that you have to remember. Okay, so I'll tell you that first we will try to understand monocot, then we'll come to dicot. So students, if you see the monocot, you will see a plumule region, right? A plumule region is the region that gives rise to the shoot. All of you know this? Okay, is there anyone who doesn't know this? That give rise to the shoot of the plant. Okay, then there are cotyledons. Okay, one cotyledon will be there, that is why it's monocot. Okay, then we have hypocotyle, then we have radicle. Radicle is the region that will give rise to the root. Okay, that will give rise to the root, and to protect the root there is going to be a root cap. To protect the root there is going to be a root cap. Again, this where are you going to study? You are going to study in your morphology of flowering plants. You will study, yes, you will study in morphology of flowering plants. All of you, all this you will study very, very clearly. Now, as I told you, now I have drawn one dicot, two cotyledons are there. Students, the one that is going up, okay, that will be called as epicotyle. Okay, epicotyle, and the one that is moving downwards will be called as hypocotyle. Okay, that means the one that is forming the shoot, right? Whatever is going above means that is coming above the sand, right? This is the mud, the plant is there, whatever is coming above is going to form everything about the shoot. The one that is going down is going to form whatever about the roots. So the one that is going up will be called as epicotyle, the one that is going down will be called as hypocotyle. So now if you look here, can you see hypocotyle that is moving downwards? Okay, now look at this and see the dicot. If you see the dicot, you will see the scutellum. There is actually a layer that protects or do that differentiation between your endosperm and your embryo. Okay, that differentiation will be done by your scutellum. Then you can see coleoptile. Coleoptile is the one that will protect your plumule, right? Because it's going to be forming a shoot. So coleoptile is going to be the one that are going to protect the shoot. Okay, the plumules. Okay, so coleoptile, and then you have shoot apex, epiblast, not required now, radicle, root cap. See, coleorhiza. The one that will protect the radicle is called as your coleorhiza. This detail you will study in your morphology of flowering plants. Now you just have to know that this embryo will have, the fate of the embryo will be, it will form monocot and dicot. Okay, and the one that is moving upwards is called epicotyle. The one which is moving downwards is called hypocotyle. Upwards we have a plumule that will be protected by a coleoptile. Then we have downwards a radicle that will be protected by a coleorhiza. Plumule will give rise to the shoot, radicle will give rise to the root. Done? So fast I told. Yes, done? Done, students? Please tell me. Yes or no? Yes or no? Done, 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 done. Yes, ma'am. Only one student. Other people, hello. What are people thinking and sitting in life? Okay, done, ma'am. Okay, so what all did we study in embryo, students? The most important thing is, see, there is an embryogeny for your monocot and dicot. That means what is going to happen? The generative cell has fused to the egg, they're going to form the zygote. After multiple division, they're going to form embryo. Okay, now in embryo, you have to remember that there will be two types, right? There is going to be monocot and dicot embryo. Monocot and dicot embryo. Monocot and dicot embryo, they have cotyledons. Okay, cotyledons make them different. Now in your monocot embryo also, all of you remember, there's going to be one cotyledon. Okay, cotyledon. Okay, common things are going to be your plumule, that is going to give rise to your shoot. Okay, that is going to give rise to your shoot. Then they have mentioned, okay, plumule, radicle, that is going to give rise to your root. Okay, root. Then here dicot also, you have two cotyledons. Okay, two cotyledons are there. And here again plumule, same thing, students. Plumule, shoot. Here they have coleoptile, that will protect these people. Okay, then here you have radicle, that will give rise to the root. Okay, that will give rise to the root. Here you have coleorhiza. Okay, coleorhiza. Done, done, done. Yes, epicotyle, hypocotyle. Very good, very good. Okay, cotyledons done, plumule, epicotyle, hypocotyle. Okay, that also I'm just drawing it here so that this slide is more than enough for you to study the whole thing. Okay, so this is going to be epicotyle. Students, I'm writing this so that, see, when you see so many colors, you'll feel like studying. Okay, if you see NCERT, you'll be like, oh, who will read this now? I don't want to read. Okay, epicotyle, these are the cotyledons. Okay, cotyledons. Two. Done? Okay, ma'am, that's all. Perfect. Chalo, let's go to the next portion, that is your seed. Okay, now we did embryo, we did endosperm, now we're going to do seed and fruit. Then we are done with the chapter. Okay, done with the chapter. Okay, seed. First of all, you have to understand, students, the ovule, right, the fertilized ovule is going to form the seed. Many students will not remember this. Okay, fertilized ovule will form whom? Seed. Yes, ma'am, we agree to this. Okay, yes, ma'am, we agree to this. All of you agree to this? A fertilized ovule is a seed. Okay, so seed is what? The final product of sexual reproduction, right? In angiosperms, seed is going to be the final product of sexual reproduction in angiosperm. Okay, sexual reproduction. Yes. Now, students, seed, the main thing, first before I go into seed, I have to tell you about the seed coat. Okay, I have to tell you about the seed coat. So, if we divide the seed coat, that means to protect the seed, there is going to be seed coat, which is made up of testa and tegmen. Okay, testa and tegmen. All of you remember the ovule, no? Anatropous ovule? Yes or no? All of you remember the anatropous ovule? Ha. In that only your seed coat is going to come. Okay, in that only seed coat is going to come. So, the testa, okay, the outer one, here somewhere the arrow mark is there. Ha. This one, the outer one is going to form the testa, that is formed because of your outer integuments. Okay, this is your testa. Testa. Inside that, tegmen. Okay, tegmen. This is your, here, this one is your hilum. Okay, the small opening that is there. Fine. Again, this seed coat will come into, but students understand, testa is made because of your outer integuments. All of you remember in your ovule you had outer integuments, inner integuments to do the protection, right? So the testa is formed of outer integument, okay, outer integument, and this is the outer layer also, okay. Outer is testa and tegmen is made up of the inner integuments. So now you will be able to relate to everything, otherwise you will be blank. Please remember the ovule diagram, don't get confused with the embryo sac. Okay, very good. Okay, outer integument is clear. Fine, that's all. Okay, so in the seed coat, this was the most important thing. Now I'll label some of the parts here. Okay, I'll say label some of the parts for you people. Okay, now students, in case the ovule is unfertilized, okay, the ovule is unfertilized, okay. So the unfertilized ovule will form an unfertilized seed, right? Fertilized ovule will form a seed, means an unfertilized ovule will form an unfertilized seed. That condition is called as apomixis. What is that condition called as? Apomixis, okay? Okay, I have one thing. So give me 1 minute. I'll just drop a message to. Okay, 1 second, okay? Okay, yes. What in all problems now, students? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay, students, look here. The one that you are seeing here is going to be epicotyle, or we can say the plumule is giving rise to a shoot, okay? But I'm going to write epicotyle. Okay, epicotyle. Then here this is going to be a hypocotyle. Why are we telling hypocotyle? That means this fellow, see, you can see the leaf formation, right? The shoot is getting formed. So this is going to be the plumule, that is going to be the radicle, okay? This whole region is going to be a cotyledons, okay? Cotyledons. Cotyledons. Yes? Done. So this is all about your seed. Now I told you one important thing. If an unfertilized, okay, if an unfertilized ovule, it's a very important thing, okay, if an unfertilized ovule forms an unfertilized seed, unfertilized seed, then what will it be called as? It will be called as apomixis. It will be called as apomixis. Is this clear? Is this clear? All of you in the chats? All of you in the chats, let me know. Is this clear? Okay. Now, students, why is this apomixis even being discussed? Because it's actually going to help the farmers, right? Imagine unfertilized ovule form unfertilized seed, and in angiosperm, the ultimate final product of sexual reproduction is seed. Right, the farmers need the seed. So that time delay will be, taken into consideration. So apomixis is actually helpful for farmers. Now apomixis is mainly seen in examples like your orange, okay? Example orange, most of the citrus fruits you can tell apomixis is seen. Yes. Santosh, I am teaching genetics. Okay, chalo, genetics. Yeah, I usually teach line by line, okay? So don't take tension. So students, apomixis is actually helpful for the farmers because the ultimate product that they need is seed. So that will happen without unfertilized ovule, means then it's easy, right? So it's mainly seen in citrus fruits, okay? I'll write in citrus. Citrus, I'll write. Citrus. Done? Done, all of you? Okay, Santosh, I can see, I read it, okay, I read it. Students, citrus is there, mango is there, grasses is there, multiple examples are there, but whatever you want to remember, you can remember. Now I'll tell you about some more important points like your persistent nucellus, okay? All of you remember the nucellus that was there in your ovule, right? Now in case the nucellus is persistent, okay? Persistent nucellus. That means nucellus was supposed to give all the content to the embryo sac, but the nucellus remained, like persistent nucellus happened. That ones you have to remember, that will be called as perisperm, okay? That will be called as perisperm. This perisperm, so this question has been asked, whenever there is persistent nucellus, what will it be called? Perisperm. Example is going to be, you can remember B and B, okay? Beet and your black pepper. Black pepper. Students, the most important thing in this chapter is that there are a lot of small examples given everywhere, so that you have to remember, like this, beet and black pepper. There it was given citrus, mango, like small examples are there, that you write and keep, okay? At the end of the chapter when you're reading NCERT, take a sheet, for everything write an example. Now I'll teach you polyembryony, apomixis, parthenocarpy, parthenogenesis. All this you have to write an example and keep, because that time confusion will not be there. Clear? Okay, clear? So far good? Yes, very good. Black and beet, okay? Black pepper and beet is going to be there. Now same way, what is seed? So here, basically here I'm going to write all the other terms, okay? Other things I'll write later. Fruit I'll teach you now. So students, there's something called as seed dormancy. That means the seed is, like the condition is unfavorable, so the seed has just, like how do I tell, like your hibernation or your estivation, no? Seed has just, because the condition was unfavorable, the seed just stopped germinating, okay? That will be called as seed dormancy. Okay, seed dormancy. You would have studied this in your plant growth and regulators, if I believe, right? So in this, what is going to happen? The seed will not germinate, okay? The seed will not germinate, okay, due to unfavorable condition. Due to unfavorable conditions. Like your hibernation and estivation only, where the organism sleeps when it is too cold and when it is too hot, they do not want to waste their body. Got it? Seed dormancy. Now we'll go into fruits, okay? Persistent nucellus done, seed dormancy done. Okay, let me also check your NCERT, because in this chapter now the last 2 pages are very important. Okay, sometimes we'll miss something. Okay, yes, persistent nucellus, seed dormancy done, seed done. Yes, I think everything is done. Okay, monocot, endospermic seed. Okay, yes, done students, everything is done, right? You also please check and tell me, that's the job that you should do. Okay, seed coat done. Okay, that's all, perfect, we have done everything. Good job to us, yes? Okay, everything is done. Okay, chalo, fruits. Fruit, students, very simple. Fertilized ovary is called fruit. Yes or no? Fertilized ovary is called fruit. Agreed? Fertilized ovary is called fruit. Okay. Now, there are, if I divide fruits, I can divide fruits into true fruits, false fruits. Okay. If I want to divide, so let me write it in this corner. Fruits, I'll divide it into parthenocarpic also. True fruits, okay, false fruits and parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpic fruit. Now ma'am, what is this false fruit, true fruits, like your true ribs, false ribs? Students, true fruit means fertilized ovary should form fruit. If fertilized ovary is not forming fruit, I will obviously call it false fruit. Agreed or not? Agreed or not? Polyembryony, next slide I'll teach you, okay? Okay, look here. True fruits, false fruits, parthenocarpic fruits. True fruits means they develop from the ovary itself. Okay, ovary will form the fruit. False fruit means except ovary. Okay, except ovary, it is formed from any other part of the plant, like example thalamus. Okay, example thalamus. Thalamus forms the apple. Okay, what we eat, no, is the thalamus of the flower. We're not eating the ovary. So example, apple, strawberry, okay. That means anything except the ovary. Actually, this became too much color, students. 1 second. I think I'll write a little above, but I can't move this also. Everything is a problem. Okay, wait. I'm writing it once again here. Too much yellow. Yes, thalamus. Perfect. Very good. Okay, thalamus. Okay, I'm writing it again here. Ovary. Okay, ovary will form the fruit. Okay, got it? False fruit means anything except the ovary. Okay, ovary is not forming it except the ovary, like your thalamus. Examples. Okay, examples is your apple, strawberry. Here you can write mango. True fruits, you can write mango, kiwi. Okay, these are all true fruits. Here it is strawberry, apple. Done? All of you are able to see? Yes, all of you are putting the images. So nice of you people. Okay. Okay. Now what is this parthenocarpic fruit? Students, without fertilization, okay, without fertilization, these people will be forming the fruit. Okay, without fertilization, they will form the fruit. Example is your banana. Example is your banana. This parthenocarpy also is very helpful for the farmers because without fertilization, they will be able to form the fruit, right? So example is banana. So this is very important, parthenocarpy. Okay, parthenocarpy, false fruit, true fruits. All of you are with me on this? Okay? Yes. So students, here what is happening? We can induce this with hormones also. Okay, we can induce this with hormones. So this is where no fertilization happens but still yields us the fruit. That is what the ultimate is, no? That's what the ultimate is. So that here except ovary, other parts are forming, like a strawberry, apple, where thalamus and all will be formed. Here ovary forms the fruit. Exact true fruits. Example, mango and kiwi. Mango and kiwi. Okay, done? Done and dusted? Any doubts? Any doubts? Ask me now. Now one more small portion, okay? Very small portion. Again, this is study in morphology. Some teachers actually skip this here. But since I'm not the botany teacher, I will not skip it here. Again, Baswa sir will teach it again for you, okay? So here, what is going to happen? If we divide the fruit, no, we can divide them into 3 parts will be there. Fruits. All of you know this for sure. Morphology is not done, no, students. We have to do, no? Okay. Epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp. This all of you know, right? Mesocarp, epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. All of you? Yes. Okay, epicarp will be the most outer one, mesocarp will be the middle one, endocarp will be the most inner one. Okay. Now again, fleshy, fruity, that depends on the fruit to fruit. Okay, fruit to fruit. Now coconut it is different, mango it is different. Okay. Okay. Now, if you see epicarp, it's actually the wall of the ovary. Then your mesocarp is the fleshy part. Even the endocarp could be fleshy in some, but mostly stony in most of them. Okay, you would have learnt your drupe fruit and all that. Okay, so here, students, this is the wall of the ovary. Wall of the ovary. This will be the fleshy part that we actually consume. Okay, and this will be the stony part where the seed will be there, right? The stony part in the mango, all of you would have thought, no? So wall of the ovary, fleshy part, stony part, but fruits to fruits, little variation will be there. Coconut and mango you would have seen in your morphology, drupe fruit they call. That you will learn it later. Okay, done? Now last topic is, students, polyembryony. Last topic is polyembryony. Okay, I want all of you to check your NCERT once again. Students, NCERT is God. If NCERT is not there, then we are all, he is the God of us. Okay, so all of you check NCERT and tell me. I am also checking NCERT. Done. Students, if I am referring NCERT, you should also be referring NCERT, okay? Seed viability, apomixis. Yeah, apomixis done. Okay, only polyembryony is left. Okay? Yeah. So students, here what is happening? in each ovule many embryos will be present. Okay, so one ovule will have many embryo. Excuse me. Okay, one ovule will have many embryo. That is because the integuments would have developed, the nucellus would have developed, all this happens. Okay, yes or no? Okay, so here one ovule will have many embryo, that is polyembryony. Clear? This will be mainly seen in your citrus. Okay, so this is because, why this is happening? Because integuments can develop. Okay, integuments can develop, nucellus can develop. From all these people embryos will be formed. Integuments, nucellus. Okay, all these people will develop, because of which multiple embryos will be there. Example is your citrus. Okay, citrus fruits. Citrus fruit. NCERT has given mango. Mango also they have given, students. Just check and tell me. Okay, mango, citrus fruits and mango. Students, look here. This is your polyembryony. Can you see? Multiple embryos. Okay, multiple embryos. See, look here. This is your integuments, right? Integuments. Okay, this is your nucellus. Okay, so here you can see many embryos are there. Okay, this is the zygote embryo, the main embryo. Okay, this is the zygote embryo. This is the endosperm. This is the endosperm. The green color that you're seeing is the endosperm. Got it? And then you can see here nucellus embryo. Okay, that means embryo which are formed other than the zygote embryo, other embryos. Is this clear? Only citrus fruit is given, no? Okay, chalo. Students, so polyembryony means where there is multiple embryos in one ovule. This is because integuments, nucellus all take part in formation of the embryo. That is the reason, and this is seen in citrus fruit as well as in some varieties of mango. I hope this was clear. Let me check. Students, everything I have written. Okay, every single thing I have written, and also put NCERT snips. So there is nothing more. Okay, there is nothing more. The whole chapter is done. Okay, ready for the homework question? Okay, this class I did not put any PYQs. I will do another session. Okay, I'll do another session also for sexual reproduction and flowering plants PYQs. Okay, now you don't need it. Later we will do it. Okay, fine, all of you. I think everything is done. Okay, ready for the homework question? So let me know in the comments how the session was. I was a little sick, so little energy was low. Okay, because of continuous sneezing, I've gotten a little energy drained. So that's why my energy was not that high. But just let me know in the chats how the session was, students. And also tell me how my botany class was. Only if you tell me if this class was nice, then I'll take another botany chapter, that is molecular basis of inheritance. One of the high weightage chapters. Easily you will get 40 to 44 marks. And I will make sure that every line of NCERT is in your head. And I'll also teach it like a story. Okay, I'll also teach it like a story. Got it? Okay, sure. I have one more class, so now I have to think about taking rest. But yes, see you all. Okay, and students, homework question. Do not forget to put it in the comments, and also let me know how the comments, how the class was, because every comment that you put matters a lot. And many students are asking me, ma'am, I'm still waiting for the, hearing from the Supreme Court. What do I do? Should I join a batch or should I do from YouTube? As I always tell you, if you are a student who is very, very dedicated and who feels that no matter how many hours, see now many students are there in my class who sits for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. There are students who sat with me for 7 hours. If you have that kind of persistence and if you feel like I will not get distracted, definitely go for an RNA series. But if you're a student who thinks that no ma'am, I cannot sit on YouTube like that for that long, I get very easily distracted. If some notification comes, I will go. Then if you're that kind of a student, you should join a batch. And you were also asking me, ma'am, which batch are you people launching? Have you launched any batch? Yes, students, we have launched our DNA batch. Right now the price is 3,999. Immediately the price might increase because we'll be closing registration. We have around 1,000 plus students there, and you don't have to attend every day live. We have very lot of students, majority of students who watch it in replay. So the classes will be 1.5 hours each. There will be 3 classes, physics, chemistry and bio. That is again botany and zoology will be scattered on different days. All the 6 days you will have classes. Monday to Saturday you will have class, Sunday you will have test, and also you will have weekly test of the completed portion. Immediately one chapter is completed, you will have a test. So I don't know more than this, what are you waiting for? And if you also want to take a complete test series as such, you will get it for 4,999. Okay, I'll just show you the photo of that. You can see here, students. See, DNA batch alone you want. You are like, no ma'am, in DNA batch you people are giving quizzes and tests. I will just take that. Then it will be 3,999. But you are feeling that, no, I want an NCERT year-long test. That means throughout the year you want a test. Then you can go for 4,999. And then if you want DNA plus NCERT plus Tatva, you can go for this. Students, Tatva books alone is 4,000 rupees. Okay. And I will also show you Tatva books if you want to see Tatva books. See, this is the Tatva books. Okay, and this is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. See, if you open here, you will see basic objective questions. Okay, I don't know how much you will be able to see. You will see basic objective questions. Students, you can see you can see flow charts. You can at the same time see diagrams. Lot of diagrams. Okay, full book is colorful. You will feel like studying. See, look at this. One topic, see how many diagrams are there. Okay, and I refer this book as well. I refer this and NCERT nowadays. See. So many flowcharts, students, so many flowcharts. Okay, n number of flowcharts, n number of diagrams, informations. Okay, so many things are there that you don't even need another book for reference. Okay, you can see how many boxes are there, diagrams are there. So this is your Tatva books. Okay, so Tatva books also you will get it for this price. I would definitely recommend you this, not for my profit. I'm not going to get anything out of this, but this is for your profit because you will get NCERT year long test as well as Tatva books as well as your course. Okay, so make sure that you make your decision wisely. As I always tell you, one late decision, one day you become late, you will regret it. Okay, if you don't want any regrets, please take the opportunity right now. The link is in the description. Just go click. Students, let me make it very clear to you, I do not get any benefit out of this. Okay, you join 799, 7,999 batch, you join 3,999 batch, does not make difference to me. I'll be teaching in the batch. I'll get to meet you all personally. That's all. That's all. Other than that, I don't get any profit. Don't think that, oh, ma'am is telling forcefully to buy Tatva. Not at all. It's your wish. You want a book where everything is there, go for Tatva books. You want a series where every week you have a test, go for NCERT long test series. You want a proper batch where every day you will do quizzes, 6 days you will attend classes without fail. You have to attend classes. Okay, or you will get called, your parents will get messages and calls. So then it's your choice. Okay, otherwise you have RNA series. I'm happy if you're there in RNA series as well. So this is your homework question. Bisexual flowers which never open and develop underground demonstrate. You have to tell me, is it 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤 𝐎𝐿, autogamy, xenogamy, 𝐂𝐡𝐞𝐤? I want answer for this. Continued dash results in inbreeding depression. Continued what leads to inbreeding depression? Homework in the comments. Okay, homework in the comments. Okay, I'm going to check all of your names. If I do not see the comments, that means you're not serious about your preparation. Okay, so see the questions and that's it. Thank you so much for joining, students. Lots of love, and your botany class is over with zoology ma'am, Gopika ma'am signing off, and tata, bye-bye.